What is up, everybody? It's Anonymous Zayo Gaming here, and I have actually recently started playing some CSGO. I've had the game for quite a while, and just never really actually, played it. I had a few hours spent on it, but I never really got heavy into it. I played a lot of CS Source, and did a lot of, map customization, things like that for the Source side of it. And then obviously I bought CSGO a while back when it was on sale, and just never really played it a whole lot. So I've decided to pick that up. I know a lot of the videos I've been posting have mostly been League of Legends, but I'm trying to start to branch out a little bit more and start doing some different games. And right now this is just the warm-up round. This is nothing serious here, we're just kind of dicking around. But I am doing the competitive play. I know you do have to do your 10 provisional wins before it actually places you. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was game 2 or 3, I think. I think this was game 3 that I played. The first two, or I guess really the first one, was awful. Because I was playing with one of my buddies. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. We were just horsing around. We were playing like dog shit. But the next day, when I was actually not super tired, started playing for real and trying to just get through the provisionals so I can get my placement set. So here we go. We're going to start on round 1. Obviously, you're going to start off on the pistol round, and the T side spawns with the Glock by default. And then the CT side is going to spawn with the silenced, if I'm not mistaken, it's a USP. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it. But I think they spawn with the USP silenced. So at this point, just going to go A short with a bomb carrier. And guy's going to come over here, check it on short. I did have the Glock on burst, which I initially did not mean to do. You see me switch it to single and actually pick up my first kill there, which is actually the first kill for our team. This guy comes around the corner, just give him one quick burst right to the face, going to take him out. And then I completely forget to switch it off burst. So I'm basically going to miss every single shot there. But we're going to go ahead and get flashed. I was getting kind of annoyed because, as you can tell, our bomb carrier is just kind of sitting there duking it out when he definitely could have planted the bomb. But once we picked up that fourth kill there, we pretty much all knew that it was just going to be game over. And there it is. So got the MVP first round for most eliminations, so not a bad deal. And obviously that's going to put our side up as far as economy goes. Because you notice pretty much all of their team is having to stay with pistols or some kind of sidearm. Looks like one of the guys was able to pick up, I believe he picked up the scout, and then one got the UMP. But what I decided to do is I'm trying to get through all 10 of my provisional wins using only the Bison. And I don't really know why, to be totally honest. I don't know, I really wanted to use this gun. It's just, for some reason, playing with it is really, really fun. I mean, it's not the most powerful SMG at all. I mean, you have the UMP, which does, I think, 10 or 11 more damage per shot than the Bison. But there's just something about the Bison. It has such a huge magazine size. I mean, the 64 round magazine, I mean, you don't have to reload nearly as often, so it's far more forgiving if you're missing, which, I mean, you shouldn't be missing that much anyway. But it is more forgiving if you're not exactly hitting all of your shots, as opposed to, I think, the UMP's 20 round magazine, if I'm not mistaken. So it's got more power, but it has a very small clip size, as opposed to something like the Bison here, which has the 64 round mag. So we're going to go and do an A short rush here, and CT side, I'm not exactly sure what they're expecting, but they pretty much all rushed for B and tried to go through B tunnels, which left A wide open. And so I was a little confused on that, but we went ahead and got the bomb planted, and now we're just kind of defending, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up a headshot there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this was the guy using the sniper, so he gets taken out, another headshot there. At this point it's a 3v2, and one of our guys is pretty much halfway dead. So we're just trying to do basic coverage here and make sure that we have all of this defended. And I did spot a guy at A short. I think I got 2 hits off on him, and then I saw this guy running through the CT spawn tunnel. So we're going to go ahead and just pick him off, just do quick short bursts, and then we're going to go ahead and run away from the bomb, because there's absolutely no point in dying and losing your kit. So we knew we had that bomb secured, so we're not going to worry too much about trying to hold it off there. And then I am, forgot to mention, I am playing with my buddy there, Silly Rabbit. He's actually someone that I play a lot of League of Legends with. But it turns out he had CSGO as well, and it was really late one night, and we just decided to play something different. So he's showing off his Bison skin. He's one of the stat track. And so we just kind of made a deal there that we're going to go ahead and carry our provisionals with using only the Bison. In one of the other episodes that I'm going to be uploading later, I did branch out a little bit and use different weapons. I think I used the AK for 1 or 2 rounds. I used the UMP for a few rounds. I used the Bison a lot still. And I am going to actually get taken out there. It was kind of a bad call on my part as far as the play. I tried to go through the B tunnel, and it didn't really go as well as I was hoping for. There was a guy waiting there still at double, and then they had a guy come back through A short. Looks like he went from A long and wrapped around again. So I am going to get flanked there, and here's my buddy trying to do what he can with the Bison. He hasn't played a whole lot of CSGO yet either. So he's a little new to it, and so I was trying to give him some tips as far as trying to shoot, do some crouch, quick burst, stand back up, and move. But he ends up taking one of them out, so not too bad. And then CT is just going to basically sit on this bomb here, and him having the op and being the last remaining person, I generally would not have advised him going through. But he did anyway, and he ended up getting picked off, so he just lost an op there. But it's not too big of a deal. I mean, we're still ahead 3-1, and we still have a much larger economy than they do. So we're still up, and we're still looking in good shape. And this round, I'm actually the bomb carrier, so my general kit once playing is usually just the Bison with the Kevlar and the helmet, and then just picking up 2 flash grenades. Generally, I don't really pick up frags, to be completely honest. I don't necessarily see them as being just the most useful things ever, because right here I actually forgot to buy armor, and that grenade blew up maybe about 7 feet away, and it really didn't even do that much damage. It did 17, I mean, which is alright, I guess. But it did 17 damage, and I had 0 armor. So I could only imagine how little that would have done if I had full Kevlar and helmet. So I personally don't pick up frag grenades. Usually somebody else will do that anyway. I might buy them here and there if I'm feeling saucy, and I want to make some explosions go off. But usually I just get the Bison, double flash, Kevlar helmet, and we're going to go ahead and headshot that guy. I heard him trying to come up. I wasn't sure if he was coming up from A short or if he was coming up from there. We're going to go ahead and take another guy out here. Headshot there. He tries to bum rush me. Going to go ahead and take him out. At this point, it's just me. It was basically a 1v3. And this guy, I was so pissed off. He got away with, I think, like 3 health. And I only had 6 health. And I end up, if I'm not mistaken, I think I die here. Yeah. So I end up losing my kit. But not a problem. I got the bomb off, so we still got the win. And then I do get the money for taking the objective. So I basically at full economy here. I almost had 1,600 by the end of the round. You notice everybody else, they're kind of lingering around 6. I think one guy in their team had almost 10,000. So I'm in a really good spot at this point in the game. After only 5 rounds, I'm pretty much already maxed. So we're going to go ahead and pick up the Deagle because I'm feeling sassy and wanted to try to make some big plays here. But we're going to do just a quick B rush here, go through the tunnel, and let's see. I think this one we were a little out of position, but they were as well. We're gonna actually pick off this guy here in CT spawn. Not gonna take any damage. I'm gonna rotate back around through B because I know that there's quite a few guys here, and I'm actually gonna pick up a double there on the flank because I know that they were giving some trouble. They expected the B rush, and I don't know how I got that kill, but props off to the Bison accuracy there. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up another kill there. And this was just a really bad misplay on my part. I really should have just kind of wallbanged and gotten the hell out of there. But I did get a few shots off on him. I did some damage, but obviously not enough to kill him. And that just left my buddy here by himself against one guy, which looks like he had 26 HP, but he's just going to get dropped. Just right in the fucking face. So unfortunately we were not able to pick up that round, but I still had 1600, so I'm going to be able to buy up my full kit here basically. Get the Bison Deagle, Flash, and then full Kevlar and helmet. And I think at one point I actually stopped buying the Deagle because I don't think I really used it all that much, to be completely honest. I'm not really a fan of the Deagle. I mean, it's got really good power, but I absolutely despise the slow fire rate. And yeah, I'm going to get team nated there. I wasn't exactly happy about that. But yeah, I don't really necessarily like the Deagle, and I actually get dropped right there. And again, it just comes down to that really slow fire rate. I'm just not a fan of it. I mean, if you miss your shot, your next follow-up shot's going to take at least a half second before it rotates around. Something with like a Glock, I mean, you could have 3, 5 shots off in the same amount of time that it takes to get 1 or 2 off with the Deagle. So you really, it's completely dependent upon hitting that first shot and making sure that it kills them. Because if you don't, it's such a slow weapon to cycle. So we're going to go ahead and pick up that round there. Thankfully, even though I was way out of position there and got caught out pretty early, we're able to pick that one up. So that keeps us in the lead here, 5-2. And as you can tell, their team is still struggling. They have 2 people that looks like they're running an economy round, and they're just trying to save their money there because they pretty much just have armor and pistols. And then looks like one of their guys is still rolling with the scout. We're gonna go ahead and get in a really awkward firefight there. We put quite a few rounds down, and we didn't really do a whole lot to each other. So they're gonna go ahead and smoke the B tunnel, and we're gonna just pop out a flash here. I was hoping to try and flash and follow up through the smoke, but I don't know, I wasn't feeling 100% certain, and it looks like that was actually a good call because they started rushing this tunnel. So we're gonna go ahead and drop those 2 guys immediately, but I'm gonna take a lot of damage here. And that third guy, he's just kind of sitting down there. He's not too sure he really wants to progress through that tunnel. But it looks like this guy is going to get ballsy, and I'm just going to go ahead and drop him real quick. So we just picked up a triple there by myself, which really swayed the odds back into our favor. Because now it's a 2v1. And I'm just going to kind of chill on these boxes here, because unfortunately the bomb is right there, but I do not know where he is. My buddy tries to go for the knife, doesn't pick it up, so I figure whatever. I'll just go ahead and bum rush, and I pick up the headshot there. So I got 4 out of 5 kills. So I'm pretty happy with that. That was a decent round. Didn't go as well as I was hoping, but we were still able to pick up the win there, so that's what really matters. So at this point, we are now on round 9 of 30, and in case you're not 100% familiar with how competitive goes, obviously you have 30 rounds, and the first team to basically, if you can reach 16, then it's an automatic victory, obviously, because there's no way the other team could win. So we're going to go ahead and drop this guy with a quick headshot. We're just going to rush and haul balls through B. It looks like he was actually the only one trying to defend. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can just keep this site protected. And it looks like there was actually a team kill there. Or he killed himself. So that definitely did not work in our favor at all. But yeah, if you're not 100% sure with how the competitive works, there's 30 rounds, and the first team to either 16 or that has the most points at the end of the 30 rounds is obviously the winner. So there's 3 guys here. One starts bum rushing me. I'm just going to go ahead and take him out. I'm going to take out the second one here, which again, now it turns into a 1v1. I actually, this one was a pretty bad round for me personally. It was not the greatest thing in the world. I know he's around the bomb, because obviously once the bomb's dropped, all the CTs need to do is just camp the bomb, make sure it doesn't get picked up again. He was right there, and I just saw the glimpse of his shoulder, and so I just started putting some rounds through the door to try to hold him off, and then I was going to try to run back. So I knew he was chasing me. At this point, I wasn't 100% sure exactly what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure if I wanted to rotate back through B and actually go through A short, or if I wanted to take the risk and go through A long. And for whatever reason, I just was not paying attention to the clock at all, and I didn't realize that I only had 20 seconds. So at this point, I immediately knew I gone done fucked up. I really probably actually could have won this round, but that was a pretty serious misplay on my part, and I really fucked that one up. So I wasn't too happy with myself for that one, but it's all good. We're still up 6-3, and the half is going to be ending here fairly shortly. So I am once again the bomb carrier here, so I'm going to get my standard kit with the Bison. I do still pick up the Deagle just in case, because the Bison does not have the greatest accuracy at range. So I figure, you know, I got the money, I might as well just pick up the Deagle in case I do need to try to make those serious range plays. But this guy's going to go ahead and try to frag out and then flash, and he's going to hit me with the frag, but it's not going to really do a whole lot. Again, with full armor, the frag grenades are just really useless. They do not do much of anything. So at this point, everybody knows where they're at. We're all starting to make rotations and try to get around, and I'm going to do some leaping headshot thing here. And then we're going to go ahead and just try to get the bomb planted. So at this point, it is now a 4v3. We've only lost one guy, and now it's 4v2. So we're feeling pretty confident. We have 3 people almost at full health. They have 2 people at full health, but they do have rifles. So it's not exactly a guaranteed victory, because obviously you never really know. But we're going to go ahead and pick up the 4th kill there, and that's pretty much just going to confirm the round for us. We know that there's no way that he's going to win. But I really fucked up on this part. So I heard footsteps, and I just could not, for whatever reason, figure out where the fuck they were. And then there's just a bunch of shooting, and I was just completely confused. It was still pretty late at night, and I'd been playing pretty much all day. So I was a little off on my game there, so please don't judge me. So at this point, we're back at the 1600. I didn't die, so I didn't lose anything from my kit there. And I don't even think I used any grenades, so I literally didn't have to buy jack shit. I still had full kit, so I'm going to decide to do an A-long rush. Get team flash, so that's fantastic. And I'm just going to do some spray with the Deagle, try to force that guy down into that little trench there, and then we're just going to pick him off for an easy kill. And this shot amazed the fuck out of me. I don't know how I just headshot that guy, but he got wrecked. So that's pretty much going to open up A for us, and so we're going to put out some smoke there. Kind of a bad position, but whatever. And at this point, it's just one guy. I'm going to rotate around back through A short, hear some footsteps, and I'm just going to pick up that last kill. So that's going to go ahead and confirm that round for us. We are now going to be on round 12 of 30. So we're almost at the half here. And you notice their economy is really, really low. They're kind of force buying a lot of these things to try to keep up, which puts them in a really bad position. Because as you can see, most of them do not really have a whole lot left over once they buy. But I think they were going to get a boost here in the next round or two for, I guess, the lose streak bonus or something of that nature. So I'm just going to balls out, just do a B rush here, and I'm going to pick up this kill. He was just not paying attention at all. They had nobody go through the B, so that's really going to affect them a lot, because now they're kind of pinched off. They have to either come through. I mean, once again, that Bison accuracy is just awkward. It's either spot on or completely off. I don't get it. But we pick up the long range kill there. We have the guy with the auto over there picking people off, but they answer back with a P90 kill, and then we pick up a scout. I knew this guy was coming through, just going to go ahead and take a quick headshot on him, and that's actually going to win us the 12th, or round number 12, so now we're on 13. And as you can tell, their economy is desperate. They're starting to buy shotguns. And I noticed that one of the problems is that they were buying a lot of snipers, which was not really helping them out, because even the cheapest sniper, if you're on a losing streak, it's really going to set you back, and you're really dependent on your skill here. So I'm going to just drop him with the deagle there, and I think, yeah, it looks like one of their players actually just left. He just dropped out and just stopped playing. So I guess I had a bot take over, and I'm just going to bum rush this guy because I don't really care at this one. I knew I'd hit him at least 4 times, so I was just ready to rush in and kill him. But yeah, they had one of their players leave. I guess he just dropped out because throughout the game they were kind of upset. But at this point, once again, I made a pretty bad play, or a pretty bad call on my part. I really shouldn't have just jumped up there, because that really gave my position away. So I'm going to, or I was thinking about rotating back around, but I didn't. I ended up getting killed right there. So that guy got away with, I don't know, maybe 3 health. So I was a little upset about that. They ended up picking our whole team off, because I didn't check down A long, which was a really bad call. Especially, you know, when you're in the middle of a firefight, everybody knows exactly where you're at. So I really should have checked that A long, just to make sure nobody was coming up behind me, and then I should have pursued the kill to protect the bomb. But at this point, I'm still not 100% worried about it. We're on round 14, so the next half will be coming up. And personally, on Dust, I think it's a lot easier for the CTs in Dust, because basically you don't really have to do a whole lot. If you can make it past double doors, you're fine. So we're going to go ahead and pick up a quick headshot on him there. And I started to notice that nobody really followed me through A. So that was kind of worrisome, but not necessarily. I know that A long, it's not the most common route to take because it's the longest, but I do notice that the bomb starts going through A short. So I'm just going to walk up through A long to put the pressure on them, because now they're getting fired on from both sides. I'm going to pick up one of the kills there, and I'm actually almost going to pick up the second one, but my buddy finishes that one off. So that was a really good flank. I just waited for the pressure to come up through A short, so that they were completely distracted and focused on trying to defend from A short, and then I just came up A long, just to put the extra pressure on them, because at that point they don't have anywhere to hide. You know, they can try to hide behind that corner wall and protect themselves from A short, but I'm just coming up from A long and I have complete visibility on them anyway. So they were pretty much cut off there. There was not a whole lot that they could do. So at this point, we're really just kind of waiting. They only have one guy left, and he has basically no health. I kept trying to plant the bomb, but for whatever reason, it kept doing this shit where it would get stuck. It would start arming it for like half a second and then stop. And then I'm going to go ahead, and he's going to get dropped by the sniper, and that will be round number 10 for us. So this is the 15th round, and after 15 rounds, the teams switch sides. So we will be spawning as CT, and the other team will then be spawning as terrorist, and basically everything resets. So it resets back to pistols, and you pretty much start your way back from the bottom again. So at this point, I'm just running the Bison Armor double flash combo, and I'm just going to do, I don't even care anymore, I'm just running through, doing a B rush. I really like to do the B rush. I don't know why, I just feel as though people don't necessarily expect it as much, especially if you just go balls out with it. So if you throw that flash and then you just immediately follow up on the flash, I feel like it honestly just kind of throws a lot of people off. They don't really expect that kind of aggression, because that bomb site really goes against the T side. It really does. It's very CT heavy as far as the advantage, because basically they have, you know, numerous hiding spots that they can sit behind, and you have to run through a tunnel. So basically you're bottlenecked. But we're gonna go ahead and pick up the kill there, get a headshot. I'm just gonna fucking hold down the trigger and try to pick up the kill there, but that was probably a dumb idea on my part. I really shouldn't have done that. What I should have done is just try to do short burst. But either way, we're gonna pick up the win on that round, because I think the bomb actually went off. Unfortunately, while I'm doing these narrations, I actually really can't hear. It plays back the video, but I can't hear the audio. But I'm pretty sure the bomb went off on that one, so now we're going to go ahead and switch sides here. So we're up 11-4. And at this point, the terrorist side was just kind of, I guess, not really feeling it. Being the fact that CT is much easier to play on this map, and having lost 11 out of the 15 rounds playing as CTs, they were just kind of out of their mindset there. They weren't really in it. But we're going to go ahead and just do an A long rush and try to see if there's any stragglers. Typically, what I like to do is I like to rotate through B tunnel from double doors. I don't really like to do the run through spawn for this reason right here, because it takes so long. But I really just wanted to make sure that if there was somebody in here, that I could get the drop on them, because a lot of times they're going to look at those stairs when you come up through B from the double. We're going to pick up 2 kills here. First one, got the headshot off on them, and at this point got another headshot there. They were just completely cut off. They had 2 people coming in from behind, and then they were approaching from double doors. And then we're going to go ahead and just get the defuse on here, so that'll be some extra money in the pockets there. And we're going to win this pistol round, having only lost 2 people. So that is once again going to put us up in a big advantage as far as economy. So you notice almost all of us have 4,000, and they were only at about 3,000 average, maybe. Unless they got dropped immediately, and then they were only at like 1,500. So that really puts us ahead as far as economy. So once again, I'm just going to pick up the Kevlar and helmet, the Bison, and the double flash, because people just don't expect the Bison to do work. They really don't. They just don't expect it at all. So, I mean, like, gonna go ahead and just headshot that guy and just take off again. Then we're going to go through B tunnel from double and rotate back through and try to catch anybody off guard here. I knew that there was a guy down there because I could hear him shooting. I'm just going to walk up behind him and just put some quick bursts into him and just drop him. And then I hear some gunfire. I had a feeling that he was coming up through A short, and then he started shooting, so I immediately knew where he was. And we're just going to go ahead and finish that off. So we're going to go ahead and take 2 rounds in a row on CT side, and that's just going to boost our economy even more, because 3 of us didn't even have to buy. So that's immediately going to help us out. You notice their economy, they're dropping 0, 0, 300, 600, and one guy's just doing an economy run. He didn't even buy. Actually, there he goes. So he buys a UMP. But yeah, at this point, their team is really hurting, and they're starting to feel the pressure. It's 13-4. Honestly, I don't even think they're really worried about it anymore. They're just kind of waiting to go through the rounds. And I think at one point they actually tried to do a surrender vote. I think it was this game. It was this game, or maybe one of the other ones that I have that I'm going to upload as well, because I want to basically just upload all my provisional games, and on the 10th one, or the 10th win, see exactly where I get placed. So I'm just going to flank from A long, and I'm almost going to pick up that kill there, but he's going to escape with barely any health, and I think he actually just gets dropped later on. So now I'm just going to bum rush, and I'm actually going to get dropped in the face. Did not realize that I was the only guy left. I thought we still had people coming from A short, so I miscalculated on that one, and we ended up losing that round there. But it's really not that big of a deal. Still, our economy is way stronger than theirs. They had 2 people get dropped, so a few of them didn't need to buy, so that kind of helped boost them from the first 2 rounds that they lost. But I'm going to go ahead and just go through B tunnel from doubles and immediately see the guy here and just go ahead and drop him. Turns out he's a bomb carrier and it flew off to another guy and he caught it, and then he gets dropped in the face. So now we know that we have control of the bomb. So really all it comes down to is just waiting, and the last guy's right there, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop him. So getting 3 out of 5 kills, not bad. Not bad. It's a good way to come back from that loss and try to boost the economy a little bit. So I'm up to 11,000 already, and I didn't really need to buy anything. I think I had to buy like one grenade, I think, or maybe I had to rebuy some Kevlar. And that was about it. So at this point, we're feeling pretty confident. We already knew that we were definitely going to win. I mean, they had one of their guys drop out after the first 10 rounds. I think he just gave up and just left, which personally I don't think was really fair to that team. But I guess it's understandable. So we're just going to go ahead and pick up 2 kills here, both of them being headshots. And at this point, I'm just going ham. I'm just, I really am. I'm just putting the pressure on them, just not caring, getting 3 headshots in a row. I think my buddy is actually going, so I just decide to flank in case he gets killed, but he picks up that kill. So we did good there, and we're kind of all wondering where the hell the bomb is. And as you can see on the mini-map at the top left, he's planning at A. So the bomb goes down, or I'm sorry, the bomb goes down. I was thinking of something else. And we end up picking up the kill there, and I'm just going to go ahead and run in for the defuse. And I completely forgot to buy a defuse kit, but it's not that big of a deal. The bomb just dropped, and it's got a 45-second timer. So going to pick that up, easy peasy, not a problem. And that is going to put us up to 16 rounds. Or I'm sorry, 15 rounds. We're on round 21. So this is the 16th round. If we win this, obviously it's game over, because the first team to 16 basically is the winner. So they only have 5 rounds. We're already on match point, so we pretty much knew that this game was done. So I just decided to go all out. I'm not really too worried about anything at this point. So once again, I'm just going to do my favorite B tunnel rush from doubles, because it always seems to catch people off guard. So he's going to be there, so we're going to get into a little bit of a scuffle there, but I'm going to pick up the headshot, and he only got, I think, 1 hit on me. And then I'm going to rotate back through to make sure that none of them are coming up to flank me, and sure enough, bomb carrier's right there. Just going to go ahead and splatter his face real quick. Probably made him piss himself a little bit. But I'm all by myself, and I was kind of getting a little worried there. So I'm just kind of rotating around through the bomb sites to see exactly what their plan was. And then I was going to try to come up for the flank and see, because obviously at this point, once I know that A is clear, they're definitely heading for B, and they definitely have the bomb. So I just decided to try to rotate up through the B tunnel again, check that box because they love to hide there. Gonna go ahead and pick up the kill there, just barely. He almost made it back through that wall too. But he's gonna get the bomb planted, and he's not in any of the usual spots. If they're not camping that corner behind the boxes there, you can immediately tell that they went over that wall. So not seeing him in any of the usual spots, I knew exactly where he had to be. So I barely survived there, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up that kill, defuse this bomb, and get the win for this provisional 16-5. And ended up basically carrying the team. Going to go ahead and get a nice little skin there. So I'm going to go ahead and try to post some more videos like this, so feel free to stick around. If you enjoyed them, give them a like. If you didn't enjoy them, give them a dislike, let me know why. Comment on the video, whatever exactly you wanted to do, and subscribe if you like. Thanks.